Oh, we're going. Okay, get the recording started and get in here. Oh, need to select a different class. There we go. That's what I'm doing. UMP45. I've used it a lot. It's golden. I don't have a gameplay up of it yet, so this should be good. Anyway, guys, so how's it going? I'm Tom itself. Got some more Domination on Arkaden for you today. People talk about the C spawn trap on this map, and it is a fairly good spawn trap just because there are plenty of spawn points back there. It's fairly hard to push them out of it, which is often a problem with spawn traps, is that green arrows, random teammates will run in and do half the work for the enemies, push them out of that spawn trap, and then you gotta go and try and control it. Oh, it's a mess. And this map also can be a real mess because enemies will get up around the top level of the escalator, and clearing them out of that area, there's lots of places to go, lots of cover, lots of lines of sight, plenty of traffic routes, and so clearing them out of there to get control of the map is an entirely different matter than keeping control of Alpha and Bravo, and it really means that this can be a rather frustrating map at times, especially when you're playing against people who aren't worried about going for the flags, who instead just want to camp over the top of the area and try to get kills, because I keep running back there, and a lot of games look like this. In fact, I keep running back there, trying to clear them out, trying to do everything, and it gets me killed over and over again. I have deleted plenty of games that I've played where this pretty well sums up most of the game, and just, we cannot lock that area down. This hallway down to Charlie, you would think if you could control that, that would make it a lot easier. But once you get up here, there are so many places to come from, so much cover, and, well, it can be quite the trouble to stay alive at the top of these escalators. A lot of my previous efforts at trying to lock them in on that spawn trap dealt with using an assault rifle to try to shoot down that hallway on the first floor that looks right at the Charlie flag, and just not let them get out through the center, and then rely on my teammates to cover the left side over the green room over there by the furniture, and the right side, usually from behind the counter, looking back at the construction area. It seems fairly simple. There are only 3 routes out from the Charlie flag, so if you lock all 3 of them down, everything should be good. But there are a couple things that kind of make a mess of that. First, on this map, those 2 sides of the map are on the far opposite corners of the map, and so if your team spawns in at one when they're needed on the other side, getting enough people to reinforce that area can be quite a challenge. And if they get out either way, either around those stairs in the furniture area or at the top of these escalators, there's enough places for them to go that it's very hard to clear the area back out and secure it again. Because there could be a guy still around even if he's decided just to not shoot for whatever reason. And like I said earlier, a lot of people won't just run for the flags, they'll try to just sit up in the area and get kills. But in this game, I'm using a submachine gun. That long line of sight down onto the Charlie flag isn't going to be the best for me. And I even go to the MP9 instead of the UMP silenced, just because I feel like I have better luck with it at range, especially with the silencer on that UMP. Now, granted, I've given up the ability to keep them from getting to the bottom of the escalators and going through underneath and coming out towards the Bravo flag. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it was just these guys, they never went out that way, or maybe my teammates are killing them. That's the thing that confuses me, is this worked very well. It's just that, as I think about it, I don't understand quite why it worked this well. But I do have a couple things going for me here. The first is that I've got that portable radar down at the bottom of the escalators. It's also scanning into the construction area and letting me know if they actually get down there. The other thing is, when I earned the specialist bonus, I got SitRep Pro with that, and so I can hear them running beneath me. And sometimes I'll call them out to my teammate over at the escalator, hey, you're going to have a guy over there in a minute. And sometimes I'll just run back myself when there's plenty of people down on the first floor here. A lot of the time, I felt like I was just playing support for either side of the map, or maybe just the role of distraction, getting some attention away from the actual defenders, and then occasionally I get to come back, shoot someone in the back as they go up the escalator, and then maybe turn around and shoot someone in the face as they're coming up the stairs. If I had to guess, though, I think the big thing here is that the guy who's at the top of the escalators, permanently stationed up there, and looking often from on top of the counter, only has to worry about the back room and the escalator, and he knows that I'm up here and no one's going to be coming from the stairs, and that makes his job a whole lot easier. Also, the guys down in the furniture room know that if someone is walking out around in the bottom of these stairs, I'm going to go ahead and shoot them, so they can at least wander around there a little more freely, even if they do have to worry about someone running right off the Charlie flag. but the single biggest thing that I think being up top over being down on the bottom level here gives me the advantage is that I can move from one side to the other much quicker and provide support where I'm needed. And that really had been the problem, and why I'm using a submachine gun here is because I want to be able to move around a lot. At least that's, like I said, dying over and over again, running around, trying to do everything and kill everyone is what kept getting me killed. And when I was able to get to an area where I could move around less but still be effective, that's when things really started to go right. And well, that's only my 7th MOAB, so I'm kind of proud of them still when I get them. And I kind of expected to get one on this map. I just expected to be down in the furniture room working around the Bravo flag in the bottom of those stairs. And, you know, I'd get some nice kill streaks going, but never anything like this because, oh, I don't call this thing in because we're still on a tear here, and this keeps going. I think another issue that I had been having was that we'd get clumped up as we respawn, and you may notice that I'm fairly conscious about where my teammates are, and I try to move into a position where I can support them without also being at risk of giving away a multi-kill. And so you'll see we've got, okay, now only 3 people at the top of the A area by the escalators, but it usually only takes 2 people watching that one entrance. There are 3 exits, and so 2 people in any one should be enough, so I know to go somewhere else. And normally I would have jumped down and headed straight over to the green room, like my teammate Real Link did there, but instead I end up turning around almost immediately because we've only got 1 blue arrow and 1 green arrow, and well, I think I already made it apparent. I do not trust the green arrows to do the right thing. Like, he'll just charge in on the spawn points, and he might die really fast, or he might just go get a bunch of kills. There's no way to tell, and so it's really hard to predict whether or not I'm going to need to be there to help out the green arrow, or I'm going to need to go somewhere else where the people he's killing are respawning. But as you probably noticed, I'm making more use of the MP9 and then this MP7 that I picked up than I am of my UMP45, just because of the longer lines of sight that I'm finding myself on. So next time we play this map, I may try to do something similar, just with an assault rifle. Now, I won't be quite as speedy as I run back and forth, but I'll be able to engage targets from longer range and have a better odds of winning those gunfights. Previously, when I tried to do this kind of stuff with an assault rifle, I just sit and camp pretty hardcore. I'd watch only one side or the other, and I think that may have been the problem I was having. You need to remember to turn around and, well, you know, sometimes you get lucky. I did get lucky, I think 3 or 4 times already, but, okay, well, that makes another one. And I just need to remember to move back and forth as I see my teammates move around and go to where I'm needed. Trying to be super speedy right where I thought I needed to be may have been one of the problems. I wound up spending too much time sprinting and not enough time just making sure I knew what I was doing. Yeah, that'll end things quite nicely. 39 gun kill streak, I think my best with the specialist strike package so far, and we'll get the obligatory 360 jump knife in the middle of the slow-mo for the MOAB.
It's like I'm on the moon, except everything's exploding.
Well, things explode on the moon too, haven't you been there? And I think Shore had some good words of advice for them at the end of this game.
Come back here, you coward! You're not finished exploding!
That's what they get for playing KD instead of the objective early on, stuck in a spawn trap. Well, anyways, I want to thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.